channel.
Guys, welcome back to the channel Final Whistle. 10 defenders were called by Chelle in the 39 provisional man list for the upcoming fixtures against Zimbabwe and Rwanda, respectively. And believe me, in the last 6 to 7 call-ups, only 7 defenders eventually make up the list. And from talking about core players, I think it's only Semi Ajayi that is injured. So it's as if the extra 3 or 4 are fighting for one slot. And in the course of our research and every other thing, the most likely, the most talked about so far, in short, statistically, the best defender in Nigeria, in Europe, that is playing in Europe as it stands, Igor Ugbo.
That's the name.
That's the name.
I told you guys that day.
You know. The thing is, I didn't realize how good he was until I had to go and do my research. And statistically, putting it across Trust Ekong, because I actually felt Kevin Bassey was having a tremendous season, but putting it across Kevin Bassey's statistics, putting it across the other defenders we have, I'm telling you, none of them came close.
Rock solid. He's one of the best centre backs in the ZH league currently. You know, I saw him against Romelu Lukaku, and you know how Lukaku bullies him.
Yes.
Like, who is this guy? That was like his first encounter with him. Subsequently, I saw him against Omar Mamouche, the guy that just made
from Frankfurt to Man City, yeah.
And then I saw him against Oliver Giroud. So this guy has stood against very
good strikers in the game, and he held his ground.
And he held his ground. So I thought, like, when I saw the name come up, I felt like this is like Eric Sekauchel's, because nobody saw
it coming.
So I felt like this is what we're talking about, the manager that can go and fish out players like this from nowhere. The defender with no fear factor. That's what they call him. A defender with no fear. He does not care whether you have a name. He does not care how big you are. He marshals you. So I feel like when I heard Semi Ajayi was injured, I felt, who was this guy that I watched that time? And unexpectedly, his name came up. I just give a thumbs up
to Eric Sekauche that he did his job.
This is perfect. It shows that he's watching. He's not just fully concentrated on watching the Premier League alone or watching the Spanish La Liga. He went as far as
the lower leagues
to watch the guy. And you know one good thing about him is he has played with the under-20s.
Yes.
AFCON with the under-20. He was at the World Cup with the under-20.
So settling down won't be a problem.
Exactly. So he has a good record with the Nigerian national team.
Yeah.
So progressively from the under-20, you can actually be promoted to play for the Super Eagles, which is good for us. Another similarity with him is the fact that he will be wearing a mask. So
mask man.
You see 2 masks where the Super Eagles will have one
at the back, one at the front. At the back. Anyway, I won't lie to you. Talking about his statistics and is one of his characteristics.
Yeah.
I saw his like I said, dominant in the air. What I've always clamored for, because if I'm looking at the way I've considered goals in the last 3 to 4 matches, and I'm looking at
especially set pieces.
Yes, these goals are avoidable. Do you know I can't still get my mind off that Sebastian Haller's goal, the second goal. That fine. I was looking at this goal. That this is a goal that is preventable on how you have a defender that could read such thing like that. And I'm looking at
we're leading.
Exactly, we're leading for 1-0 and everything now. Just look at this one, our same opponent that we all of a sudden in Benin Republic we're conceding goals. And I was looking at his strong attribute, like I said, dominant in the air, a good passer. You understand, calm and collective. Unlike what we have with the likes of Kevin Bassey, which I feel that he's having a tremendous season, but in the Super Eagles, I feel sometimes he's a bit rash and reckless in terms of tackles and every other thing. So Igor now, AY, a lot of people are saying that he might not even be in Slavia Prague come next season because of how good he is, because he's still young, 25 years.
25 years, I tell you, very, very young. I think he might probably make the move because I feel like he's too good for that league. So we will expect him to take up the bigger challenge, to come to bigger clubs in Europe so that they can see him. I'm sure that if this guy was playing in some of the biggest clubs, they will not have a problem of trying to showcase him.
Yeah.
People don't watch the Z League, and that's why they don't know much about him. But I can tell you for a fact that this guy is the real deal. You know, one of the problems that we've had is the fact that when we are leading, most of our players, they sleep off.
Yes. We don't know how to kill a game.
They just go to the bed. And we saw it as far back as the AFCON final, like you reminded us, against the
Ivory Coast, yeah.
It was avoidable, totally avoidable. Now look at it from there. We were leading, and then all of a sudden, they just forget themselves. They sleep off. They allow the opponents to run the game till they equalize, and then eventually we start trailing back. So we need a defender that can probably always raise his head up, know that okay, it's not over until it's over.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Deal with error duels accordingly. You get it now. It's not every time that you have the goalkeeper to always get to save you. There are times where the goalkeeper is as good as the defenders. You understand? When your goalkeeper is always being shot at,
Yeah.
there's no matter of how technical the goalkeeper is. There's no matter how good he is.
Yeah.
He will definitely concede. We've seen the likes of Oblak.
Yeah.
We've seen the likes of Manonoa, as good as they are, concede miserable goals because the defenders let them down. But when you have a solid defender like Obo, what it brings to the team is the area duels, the calmness, the technicality that he does with his ball on and off the ball.
Yeah.
So I think he's the perfect replacement. And if Semi Ajayi is not careful, he might
not come back.
What this guy is going to do.
Talking about Semi Ajayi, you understand what Semi Ajayi brings to the team is the calm at the back. I've talked about his diagonals, how he can whip the ball, and it's understandable considering the fact that he has played in England for quite a while. So I think that's, by the way, want to wish him quick recovery on that one. Still sticking to Igor, there's another thing I noticed in this pattern is for the fact that Chelle likes to play further back.
Yes.
With the crop of defenders we have now, Igor looks the absolutely fit to play further back compared to Troost-Ekong, which I feel that his legs are going. I'm not saying that Troost-Ekong should sit on the bench. I'm only saying that if I think we're getting this so-called thing right, in the sense that we have talked about any player that is on the bench should be equal to a play as starting, so that in case it will be like for like in terms of substitution. Now, anyway, I'm still coming back to the fact that I said that there's every strong possibility that Shelle shocks us with a big name, a so-called big name on the bench. It might be in the defense, it might be in the midfield, it might be in attack. Not until I saw this name pop up, and after my research, I'm thinking, what if that big name that will shock us, that will sit on the bench, is from the defense?
Yeah, he might probably be from the defense now, because we have a new coach now. We don't know how he wants to probably arrange this team. Because we have actually looked at it from the Malian side. What he did exactly, that's what he did with the Malian side. No matter how big you are, if you cannot play my pattern, you get to the bench.
Yeah.
So I don't care wherever it comes from. My own is just get the result. Just get the result, no matter what. That's the truth now. Just get the result. If it's Troost-Ekong, I don't want to mention the name.
I don't want to mention the name. No, I will tell you the reason why I say big name. Answer first.
If it's Wilfred Didi, whoever makes it to the bench, you support the team from the bench. And
we will get results first. All of us go.
They will come up from the 39.
Yeah, people now. People now.
So if you even make it to 23 man, and they're on the bench,
it's something.
But the truth is, they have to give all of their best.
Yeah, okay.
They have to give all of that.
Anyway, finally, before we go, I'm thinking now that there's every scenario that Shelle looks at Kelvin Bassey more as a left back than a centre back, because there's a very strong possibility that Zaidu does not mix it to the 39. So we're looking at only Bruno Sopremachi as the naturally left back there. Yeah. Right back, we have the likes of Ola Aina and Bright Samuel Osayi. What if he's looking at Kelvin Bassey as a left centre back? Because Gabriel Osho, based on his debut in the last time, a lot of Nigerian football fans are not that convinced. Okay. You understand? Though, like I said, we had a tough run of games. Those 2 games where we drew one, we lost one, and everything. A lot of people are saying, ask Gabriel Osho now for Igor. And I'm thinking, what if Shelle looks, because I've talked about how he likes his positional play where you interchange positions. What if he looks at Kevin Bassey more as a left back than a centre back, and Igor comes into partner Troost-Ekong?
So what will happen to Bruno Imachi? The form that guy is on. That's what I'm saying. It is very difficult at this point, because even Kevin Bassey's form, you can't push it away.
You can't push it away. That's what I'm saying. So, if before Igor, I was thinking he was our best defender.
So if you are using Kevin Bassey as a left back, are you saying Bruno will be on the bench?
Tough one.
Very, very tough.
It's not that easy now.
Because Bruno also is a very good player. Bruno Imachi is always a very. We've seen those crosses that he gives us from in the Super Eagles. So it's a very tough one. I just want to leave him to do all of those things. I think we should take it a step
after one. We're just excited.
We are just excited. We are so much excited, and we are so much excited. Let us get the 23 man first, and then let them camp. Then that's a chance to watch them
training and every other thing.
Then decide who is going to be on the bench and who is going to. I will not be shocked if Gabriel Osho does not make the 23 man list. I will not be shocked.
He's looking more likely now.
I will not be shocked. So I think he has a lot of work to do. He watches these players, then decide if he's going to. But the form that Kevin Bassey is, the form that Bruno Imachi is very hard to sit one
of them out
for one. You understand? But whatever pattern he wants to play, that's what will determine where or how Kevin Bassey plays. Let's not forget that the form that we're talking about that Kevin Bassey is on, he's not playing from the left wing.
Yes, he's centre back.
Centre back.
Yeah.
So what if you take him off that position? You play
And he started
fumbling.
He has a perfect excuse.
He has a perfect
excuse. Yeah.
So you have to respect that. That's where I have problem with players not knowing their preferred
position. Yeah.
So you know that this is position. This is what has been giving him the reason why you were able to
see him in the first place. Yeah.
So maintain that position for him. You understand? Maintain that position for him and get the best out of him. That's what matters.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah,
due to popular demand, Igor Ogbo, believe me,
versatile.
statistically,
No
defender comes close in Nigerian Super Eagles.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he makes it, and hopefully when he makes it, he brings those kicks to the training ground to convince Shelle to get into the starting lineup or on the bench. Like I said, whether on the bench or you're starting, just be good as the person started in case you might be called upon anytime. So feel free to go to the comment section to share your opinion concerning Igor, how good he has been, and a lot of Nigerian football fans are already tipping him that, Oga, it is time to pack your bags and leave. Well, we'll see you again. That's our time.
Yeah.